The Galactic Academy floated silently above the blue gas giant of Varel 9. Inside the massive training hall, dozens of alien cadets stood in perfect rows, each species looking completely different. Some had scales, others had glowing eyes, and a few had bodies made of pure crystal. At the front of the room stood Commander Xylar, a tall reptilian officer known across the galaxy for training the toughest soldiers. Today was the first day for the newest cadets. Xylar slowly walked across the room, his claws clicking on the metal floor. "Welcome to the Galactic Combat Academy," he said in a deep voice. "Here, only the strongest survive." A holographic screen lit up behind him, showing statistics of different species in the galaxy. One by one, the cadet species appeared on the screen. The Kravathi, gravity tolerance, 3G. The Zerali, combat strength, extreme. The Threxians, natural armor plating. Then the final species appeared, humans. The room filled with quiet whispers. Gravity tolerance, 1G. Several aliens laughed. One tall insectoid cadet raised a claw and said, "Commander, is that a mistake? No intelligent species survives with only 1G tolerance." Xylar looked at the screen for a moment and replied calmly, "No mistake." At the back of the room stood a single human cadet. His name was Ethan Cole. He looked smaller than most of the others, with no armor, no claws, and no scales. Just a human in a simple academy uniform. The insectoid cadet turned and stared at him. "So, this is a human? They look fragile." A few cadets chuckled. Commander Xylar raised a hand. "Enough," he said. Then he pressed a button on the console beside him. "Today's first test begins now." Suddenly the floor trembled, and the gravity in the room started increasing. "Gravity level 2G, the computer announced. Several alien cadets immediately dropped to one knee. But the human didn't move. Ethan adjusted his stance slightly and remained standing. The insectoid cadet stared in confusion. How? The gravity increased again. Gravity level 3G. Now half the room collapsed to the floor, heavy breathing echoing through the hall. Ethan's muscles tightened, but he still stood upright. Commander Xylar watched him carefully and murmured, "Interesting. Gravity level 4G." Even the strongest alien cadets were now struggling, but the human was still standing. Sweat formed on Ethan's forehead, yet he slowly took another step forward. The room fell silent. The insectoid cadet looked shocked. "This is impossible." Commander Xylar turned toward class and said, "You believe humans are weak because their homeworld has only 1G gravity. But you forget something." He tapped the console again, and a new image appeared on the holographic screen. Earth, a blue planet filled with oceans and storms. Humans evolved on a world filled with constant danger. Predators, extreme weather, natural disasters. The screen showed earthquakes, hurricanes, and volcanoes. And, despite having no claws, no armor, no natural weapons, the gravity increased again. Gravity level 5G. Only one cadet remained standing. The human. Ethan's legs trembled, but he refused to fall. Commander Xylar smiled slightly. They survived. The insectoid cadet struggled to lift its head, but their gravity tolerance was listed as 1G. Xylar nodded. Yes. Then he looked directly at Ethan. But humans don't stop at their limits. The gravity suddenly shut off, and cadets collapsed across the floor, gasping for air. Ethan dropped to one knee, breathing heavily. The room was silent as every alien stared at the human. Commander Xylar walked toward him slowly. "You lasted 27 seconds at 5G gravity. No cadet in this academy has ever done that." Ethan wiped sweat from his face. "Sir, with respect." Xylar tilted his head. "Yes?" The human looked up with a tired smile. "I think I could last longer next time." The entire hall went quiet. Then Commander Xylar laughed, a deep, rumbling laugh. "Class," he said while turning back to the cadets. "Today you learned an important lesson." He pointed toward the human. "Never underestimate a species that survives on determination alone." The alien cadets slowly stood up. One by one, they began to look at the human differently, not with amusement, but with respect. Because in a galaxy full of monsters, the most dangerous species might be the one that refuses to quit.